I'm not sure what the deal is, everybody. I'm having technical difficulties with my microphone. I know y'all can hear me now. Alright, citizens, it's your time. You're officially in the incinerator. I know you guys and girls can hear me now. Welcome to Incense and Common Sense, the live streams we do here on the Alert Zone TV. You guys and girls, I would love for y'all to become active citizens. Y'all already know how to do that. Shout out to everybody because this is a worldwide movement. Shout out to Dexter Norman, the first person to get up in here. I give you guys a couple minutes. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I had this issue last night. I'm not sure what's going on, but let's go ahead on. I give everybody a couple minutes to pile up in the room like usual. Okay. Okay. Alright, sorry about that, everybody. So, I got my cup with my drink in it. Oh, the numbers bouncing all around, but as you come in, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button, definitely, so you can be notified when we drop content. Got my cup today. And I wanted to kind of lighten up the mood a little bit. Because I think as of late, I've kind of been a little hardcore. I just figured we have a little bit of gun talk tonight. As you guys and girls may or may not know, after we get into the meat and potatoes of the topic, we'll do a little freestyle where I'll answer some of y'all questions. We'll have a conversation. All right, Steve, I haven't been to Laredo lately. I haven't got the opportunity. I have you in mind. Definitely when I come down there, you'll know, because I'll let you know. I'll hit you in the comment section. I haven't gotten that far down yet. Just so much been going on. So much been going on that just haven't had the opportunity. So, I do have my EDC sitting next to me. Can't show it because I'm doing a live stream. You guys know these crazy YouTube rules out here. Forgive me, I was late getting started. Just a lot going on. Let's go ahead on and get into the subject. So I asked in the title of the video, the live stream, what is your favorite firearm company? What company you have that you just love their product for the price, or for the quality, or for the cosmetics, the aesthetics, maybe the way it look, the way it shoot, the availability of the parts, the customer service. For me, I don't currently have a favorite company. I was sold on Canic. Okay, we got PSA in the house. It depends on the platform. I was sold on Canic for 9mm. After I went to a regular meetup, I got a chance to shoot the Smith & Wesson M&P in 9mm. Oh man. Excuse me, everybody. I gotta take this call. I'm live streaming. I gotta call you back. Sorry about that, everybody. I really am sorry about that. In today's world now, there's so many companies out there. Yeah. Yeah, I was hearing that myself about that border crossing, but I got a chance to shoot. Let me see. Oh well, you guys know my AK-47 is a hybrid now, thanks to Joe Biden. Um, it does have a PSA lower on it. Um, I don't know a lot about PSA. I plan on learning more about them, but as you guys know, I finally got a chance to shoot a 2011 and the race guns and all that. I could understand why they cost so much. I don't shoot enough to go haywire. Eventually, I will get me a 2011. I'm more looking at the Stealth Farm Platypus just because I can customize it, but I was a Canic fanatic when it comes to 9mm, but as I get to shoot other people's guns from other manufacturers, I'm opening up. I finally shot a Glock 17. It had a lot of aftermarket parts. I had the Pops Don't Play. I shot his Glock 17. Now, you guys and girls do know I am not a Glock fanboy. I'm not a big fan of Glock. I don't have anything against them. You know, you guys and girls know I give Glock fanboys and fangirls shit all the time. To me, Glock just reminds me of a Tonka truck. It's just there. They all look the same. Nothing pretty about them. They just work. If you just the type of person that you just want something on you that works, you don't care what it looks like, this, and that, you don't have a lot of requirements, get you a Glock and you'll be done. I can tell you 9.5 times out of 10 you pull that trigger, it's gonna go bang. I don't know if it's because so many people became a fanboy of Glock or what. I'm just not a fanboy of Glock. You know, like I said, for 9mm, I like Canic. But if I can say, out of all the guns that I own, okay, I can say I like Smith & Wesson. Yeah, I like Smith & Wesson. So I own Walter, I own a Sig, I own Remington. Well, I'll keep it to my handgun. Well, I'll say for all firearms. Smith & Wesson, it's just something about Smith & Wesson. I don't have the updated M&Ps and all that stuff, but you can go ahead. Okay. Everybody can hear you stomping through the house.
Is there anybody in the room?
No.
Okay, I'm just bringing my phone. That's why.
Okay. Sorry, everybody. I'm talking to my son. Boy, get out of here. Yeah, Smith & Wesson. Smith & Wesson has came out with a firearm I really would love to have. The M&P Shield. What is it? The Spectre or the Special? The one with the blue barrel on it and the blue mag well. I would love to have one of those. I heard that they are very nice. I know a couple people that actually own them, and they talk about, man, they swear by their M&P lineup. You know, like I said, the only M&P I have so far is the 2.0 in 45 ACP. Okay. All right, Billy, I appreciate that. Yeah, I got a chance. I haven't fired it yet. I shot the Smith & Wesson, held the 5.7, and I actually did get to fire the 10mm Smith & Wesson, and it was wow. To be a 10mm, it was a very smooth shot. I like the fact that the companies are thinking more about the customers as opposed to just law enforcement, the everyday customer, the everyday shooter. Hold on. All right. I don't know why my messages won't go off. I hope you guys and girls can see me. If not, we're just gonna continue the program. I'm sorry we're having difficulties today, but I'm very, very impressed with Smith and Wesson and the way that they've developed the company. It's like now the Smith and Wesson models they're selling, you can almost go into like a amateur competition with them and feel like a top-notch shooter as far as, like you say, the modularity, the grip angle, the triggers, the controls, just the different things that they do to firearms to make them easier to handle. Like I said, I got, I think three or four Smith and Wessons in there. I love Smith and Wesson. I did get a chance to shoot the SAR SOCOM, and I was real impressed. You got a lot of companies coming up, and as I do this gun tube stuff more, I'm learning more about firearms, because I used to be the simple guy. As long as it went bang and I thought it felt good in my hand, I was okay. You guys and girls know, because I've documented it, I have permanent damage in my right hand. My right arm, I'm predominantly right. Throughout the years, that has made me pay attention more to the recoil, the shootability, how the gun feels in my hand, with my fingers being altered and things like that. And it has made me get more and more in depth into something that's really comfortable for me. And that's one of the things I love I want new firearm owners to always think about. You have to get something that's comfortable for you. It may not be comfortable for me, but it's something you're comfortable with. And I think now, because the competition is getting so good, and there's such a wide range of manufacturers. I got to shoot a Ross Martin too. Somebody had a Ross Martin out there. We got a lot of companies. I shot Alpha Foxtrot. They got a lot of companies that's coming up, and they're in so much of a competition that we, as the firearm owner, especially those of us who do gun tube, and for those of us who just love firearms, we get more for our money than we used to 20 years ago. 20 years ago, you had to buy a Glock for about $700-800, and that'd be that. Now Glock has all kinds of competition. The same price or cheaper, and you get more things. You don't have to. With Canik, what I do love about Canik is pretty much out the box you get everything you need. If you do any upgrades to Canik, that's just because you just feel like it. Pretty much every Canik that is put out on the market is already ready to go. Like I said, I know I give Glock fanboys a whole lot of shit. But I do know with Glock, you gotta go buy a lot of aftermarket parts for it to perform like some of these other ones. So I just thought I'd do this on the live stream, The PDP, yeah. I've held the PDP. I've never shot it. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. And like you, I hear a lot about it. The PK 380 was my EDC, and I still carry it from time to time. I do own the PPQ 5 match, but I hear a lot about the PDP. It is definitely on my list. I decided to make myself a little list, and as I get the opportunity, I'm going to try and get these firearms one by one. But definitely the PDP is on the list, and shout out to the Honest Outlaw. He did a video about his top 10 lists of 9mm for home defense and what have you. And Smith & Wesson, the M&P lineup, wind up topping the list. But I just love this whole gun tube thing, man, where we can not only give our opinions, but we can engage other people. And other people can give us their information, what they know, what experiences they have. And it makes it just a whole lot easier to navigate. If you're new to firearms, you guys and girls don't understand how difficult things was 20 years ago. Not even just because of social media, but because the competition. I mean, it was Glock and then it was everybody else. If you was really, really into firearms, you had Walter. But the everyday everyday shooter, the average everyday person, we had Larson. High Point's been around for I don't know how long. Taurus had a reputation for making horrible weapons. Intratec. I can go down a list of all the companies that existed that were just crap. And they were the people to choose from. I mean, 20, 25 years ago, there's a lot of people now that carry semi-automatics that had revolvers on them. Because you had a better chance with a damn revolver. I remember back in the days, we would say, give us a revolver because we ain't got to worry about it jamming. If you know anything about Jimenez and Larson and some of these other companies that's not around anymore, Cobra and Intratec, and like I said, they was making Jam-O-Matics. Or they was making them 25s, Larson, with the hair trigger on it. The time you drop it, it went off. You know what I mean? So just things have gotten so much better now. And this is like what I tell people, this is the golden age of firearms. Because you just got so much to choose from. And you don't got to break the bank to get legally armed. Or it's a smaller starter collection if you want to collect. It doesn't take nearly as much money now until you decide to get into the higher end stuff. But you can have a collection full of guns that's $600 and under. And of course you're going to buy aftermarket parts for them. You know, maybe a optic or something like that. Some people are sending their stuff off and get them Cerakoted and get them customized. But I just mean the options is endless. And that's what I love. I love that. Like I said, the PSA Rock is on my list because about the last year I've been having somebody recommend that to me. I just haven't gotten around to it. You guys know outside of YouTube, we don't have any sponsors yet. Life happens. So if we are lucky enough to get us we was getting close to getting a sponsorship where I was going to be able to review used firearms on the channel, but the general store closed down, so that ended that. We was close to a partnership on that. But I do the best I can. I think tomorrow I may go out in public hunt land and shoot a couple videos. Might go drop a couple rounds. I don't know. I'm going to see. I don't always want to just give you guys content and me sitting down talking. I know sometimes y'all want to see me out there outside, and it's time for me to get back outside, you know. Yeah, 80s eras companies like Cobra. I tell you what, Cobra has one firearm that I would love to have, but I know it is almost impossible to get, and that is a street sweeper. If I'm ever afforded the opportunity to get one, a real numbers matching street sweeper, I will buy that. I may never shoot it, but I'm going to buy it, Danny. Yeah. So, like I said, you know, Remington used to be like a prestigious almost firearm company. And as they was coming up on that bankruptcy and all that, their quality control got so bad that I got a Remington 597 22 long rifle, and I don't really care for it. And the number one reason I don't care for it is when I got it, it was already broke when I got it out the box. Part of the trigger was already broke, so I couldn't shoot it. It took me forever to get the parts because they was going through this bankruptcy. Then I went and bought a 25 round mag to go with it. And it was an actual Remington mag, not an aftermarket mag. And I couldn't figure out what was the problem, why the damn gun kept jamming. Well, as I would fire one round, the damn mag would come out. So, now when I use the 10 round mag, I don't have a problem with it. It has the little bull barrel on it. I just don't like the fact that it took me long to get the parts. I didn't like the customer service, and it really, really disappointed me. That's another thing. A friend of mine, Dave, you guys know him if you've been around the channel. Old dude, the one who I did the video about Glock reliability, used to have a Taurus Chamberlain 40 caliber. They had a recall on them, I believe because of the rubber handles going bad or something. Well, when they sent him his gun back, finally they sent him a 9mm back. And he got into a big argument with Taurus on the phone about, I gave you guys a 40, I expect a 40 back. That's bad customer service. I say give me what I paid for. Don't give me no more, no less. Just give me what I paid for. Don't have me send you a 40 and you send me a 9 back. Unless you're going to send me 2 or 3 of them and I give you the consent for that. Don't send me back less than what I sent you out. So, like I said, for you guys and girls who don't know, there was a time Taurus had a reputation for letting out some horrible stuff. The PT, was it PT-11? The first generation was what put Taurus in everybody's radar. But it was the Generation 2, the G2, that put them on the map. When Taurus came out with the G2, for all the stuff people say about Taurus, when it came out with the G2, that changed the game for concealed carry. That changed the game for Taurus. That put them back on a lot of people's radar. And then Ruger stepped up with the SR. To me, the SR series is the best series Ruger ever had. Anything, SR45, SR22, SR40, SR9, the SR556, the SR1911. That SR series, man, is just hard. I know now they at the security or the max or what have you now. They at a different phase, but that SR series, if you ever able to find you a Ruger SR anything, buy it. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. You guys and girls know I got an SR45 Ruger. And I had somebody make fun of me because I talked about getting into a shooting competition with them at a range. Now, I don't usually do shooting competitions because, accuracy is in the beholder of the shooter. And this guy had like $1,000 or $1,200 gun or something like that. And me and my little $300 gun outshot him. The Ruger SR45, I've never let anybody shoot that gun that didn't like it. Everybody I've ever let shoot that gun said, I'm going to look for me one. It's really smooth shooting to be a 45. Now the bottom, I believe, is polymer or plastic, or it's very light. And the top has a steel slide or a kind of a metal, whatever type material it is, slide. And that's what makes the gun so controllable, because it's not full polymer. So you can pull, but the weight from the top of the gun keeps the recoil low, man. And I tell you, anytime I take that out to the range, I know I'm going to be on target. I'm going to put rounds down on target every time. The only thing I've ever had to do to that gun was I put a better firing pin in it than what it had after so many rounds. Other than that, I've never had an issue with that gun. Every time I pull the trigger, it goes off. And I love that. Now they at the RXM now. They at the RXM for the next generation. And you guys and girls know I have one of those. I have to get it back to the range to make sure that optic is set in sight. But I love it so far, man. It shoots. I know it's a Glock 19 clone, but it shoots. I love it. Ruger has stepped this game up because they got more competition, and everybody's stepping the game up now. The only company I don't see really innovating, and I guess because they have so many people that do aftermarket stuff, is Glock. It's the only thing about Glock. They all look alike. Shit. Make something that look different. I mean, I know you stick with a winning formula and you don't change what you're winning with, but come on, it's like Tonka. They all look alike. Shit, make something different about them. Out the box. Make them shoot better or look better or something. Like I said, you don't buy a Glock for beauty unless you're going to plan on doing upgrades to it. You know, so... Yeah, that's my take. Smith & Wesson has become my favorite manufacturer. Like I said, I don't even have a ton of their new stuff. Just Smith & Wesson just reminds me of being a working man's firearm that you can depend on. It's always going to be there for you. It's a little bit less than a Glock, and it's just as dependable. Especially that M&P lineup. I don't know what made them go to that, but that M&P lineup, the SD lineup, the 9 is more reliable than the 40. At least mine. My 9 is way more reliable than my 40. But that M&P, yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about that M&P series. So, what say you? What about y'all out there? What's y'all favorite companies? I seen one person say PSA. I got a chance to shoot, like I said, another Palmetto State Armory, and I think PSA is in the infancy of people still getting to know them. So some people who've been around firearms, we so set in our ways, we're a little bit skeptical because we're so used to good stuff having a high-end price. But PSA has come up. You know, I remember the first time I heard of Palmetto State Armory, I was like, I ain't buying that fucking shit. I ain't never heard of them. That stuff probably garbage. And throughout the years, they seem to have proved me wrong. So, like I said, I know several people. They talk about that PSA rock, though, that I've heard some people say out of all the 5.7s, it was the best. Some people said the Ruger was the best. Nobody picked the FN, I know that. But, you know, like I said, that's in the eye of the beholder. That it depends on who's shooting that gun. Yep. And, like I say, you know, you got with these handguns, though, you got a lot of competition. It's almost to the point now you can't pick a bad handgun besides that SCCY, Sky, and High Point. The usual suspects. Other than that, although I think High Point is supposed to be coming out with something new that's supposed to be more innovative. Oh, as a matter of fact, High Point, my understanding, has come or is coming out with some kind of a 5.56 They say it's supposed to be very reliable. I've always heard that about the carbine, that the Hy-V carbine was reliable. It was just a pistol that's just a whole bunch of crap. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents. I know it's Friday night. We got a bunch of other things going on out here, so I ain't gonna hold you guys and girls too much longer. I just appreciate y'all following through, checking in on us, dropping your opinion. If you catching us on the replay, let me know in the comment section. What's your favorite company? Why? Now, as far as caliber, everybody knows my favorite caliber is .45. But the favorite gun that I ever loved was a .22 long rifle, a Uzi. You know what I'm saying? So you guys have seen New Jack City, my .22 Uzi. That is my favorite firearm ever made, and the .45 ACP is my favorite round. So go figure. But I ain't gonna hold you guys up. I'm gonna go ahead on and get out of here. I just wanted to do this little quick live stream and chop it up with you guys and girls. I just decided that I would do this live instead of doing it recorded. If you catch us in a replay, just hit me in the comment section and shout out to everybody that was able to catch it. Let me know what is your favorite firearm company, and why, if you don't mind. Till next time, stay safe, stay armed, stay on high alert. We out.